Hey guys, it's Hunter. Welcome back to another video. This is one of the most eye-catching guitars I've seen in a while. And if you watch the channel, you know I generally don't like the pointy stuff, but I had to make an exception for this one. And not just because I'm a giant Metallica fan, it's Kirk Hammett's LTD KH-V. He's been an ESP player since the 80s, and this is the latest results of that iconic partnership. These are based on a trio of custom ESP USA V2s that were made for him, and are kind of modernized takes on the Jackson Rose he's played for decades. In fact, Kirk himself has hinted that these could be replacing that iconic guitar on tour. For specs, 3-piece maple neck through construction, so you've got that really comfortable cutaway for better upper fret access, if you're one of those widdly types, and then body wings made of Carina or white limba. Kirk's been really into his vintage guitars recently, and the original 1958 Flying V's were made of Carina. It's generally not used too often because it's toxic and therefore more expensive to work with, but it tends to be lighter than mahogany, which is nice on guitars with massive bodies like this. And I don't think I've ever seen that on a modern production guitar, neck through with Carina wings. But that kind of thing is why I love ESP so much. They're masters of taking the classic shapes, the classic themes, and tastefully modernizing them. Modern specs and playability while still retaining that traditional flair. Macassar ebony fingerboard with not Jackson shark fin inlays. They're waves that represent Kirk's love for surfing and conveniently act as another nod to one of this guitar's inspirations. And in classic Metallica fashion, it comes with EMGs, and this being a Kirk Hammett signature, it's got his bone breaker set. So it looks crazy, it's got all the right specs, and in my experience, LTD has crazy consistent QC. Personally, my Les Paul playing ass is a little wary of the shape, but I found one of the best ways to really test a guitar is to write something with it, see what kind of riffs it inspires. So smack a like on the video if you're going to enjoy it. That actually massively helps out with the relentless, soul-sucking demon that is the YouTube algorithm. Let's plug it in, let's get some tones, get some first impressions, and write a demo track. Okay, this should be like muscle memory. I used to write knockoff Metallica riffs all the time. High school, middle school was all about those Metallica tabs. Then I discovered Drop D and it was all over. Let's see if I still remember how to do standard tuning. Right now I'm running this through the Mesa Boogie Dual Rectifier. I'm boosting it with a Horizon Devices Precision Drive, and it's all running through a Kick-Ass Audio Custom IR. Okay, we can work with that. Writing in standard tuning, extra challenge mode in classical position. Totally not used to this. A lot of people think this is more comfortable. This feels fucking weird, man. Now, usually my first instinct would be to channel the Black Album or Master of Puppets, but this being Kirk's latest and one of his more modern looking guitars, I'm thinking instead maybe a short distillation of modern Metallica instead. I know that era gets a lot of hate, but bear with me. This is gonna sound sick. I've noticed the later albums, they like doing a lot of like the big open E chords with synchronized snare drums, so we can have the guitars going like... something like that. Right? I'm not gonna lie, I am not getting used to this position, but holy shit, I can't get over this color. The neck is a little thinner than I normally like, but holy shit. I mean, the fretwork is so fucking good. Man, I'm just really impressed with how good the fingerboard edges are. Usually binding means the edges aren't that well rolled, but like on this guitar, they just are. I mean, it is just so much fun playing this guitar, even if it's just like simple fucking E power chords. And then part of the build up, one of the guitars can keep doing the... while the other one can add like little palm mutes in between. Yeah, I mean, you can just imagine Lars punishing the snare drum to that, right? Ba, 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 ba. I know I'm not the only one who does that writing riffs. And then, oh, it's gotta be something thrashy. It's gotta center around this note, the 7. 7 is definitely a note. Ooh, I like that. Maybe something that ends with... that's a mess. Ooh. Alright, I'm gonna have to practice the shit out of that, but that sounds pretty good. Alright, after thrashy riff, clean section, just a complete juxtaposition. And this is where the bone breakers are really good, actually, because you got the classic EMG 81 in the bridge, and then the neck, you've got an EMG 60A. And the 60 is the classic Metallica clean pickup, but this version has an Alnica magnet instead of ceramic, so it doesn't sound as cold, it sounds warmer, more full. That sounds nice. Let's do something like that.
One eternity later.
Alright, I've been messing around with this for more time than I'd like to admit, so with the magic power of editing, here's what I've instantaneously come up with. Over the clean section, we can do harmonized Master of Puppets Walmart version knockoff. Dude, I much prefer writing riffs. Throw a chorus on it, harmonize it, it'll be fine. And then I know, I said modern Metallica, but I've always loved the breakdown section in Through the Never. Fuck it, I'm really feeling something like that after the clean section. I like the idea, just nothing else. Let's see if we can make it better. Oh, you know what? Maybe we can use the battery notes. Ooh, that's fucking cool, man, with some slow halftime drums. I'm actually really surprised, man. Like, I thought this massive body shape would kind of get in the way, but it doesn't, because it's the wings that take up so much volume, but the actual part of the body that you're playing is like really small. Oh no, actually after the clean section we'll have just some wah fuckery, and then that's when we go into the slow breakdown section, and then like a reverse version of the intro. Yeah, I think that's enough ideas now. I'm gonna go ahead, work on the demo track off camera, and I'll meet you back here for my final thoughts on the LTD Kirk Hammett KH-V. But first, here's how the demo track consisting of the first riffs inspired by this guitar turned out. So last year, Kirk Hammett dropped about 7 signatures, most of them greeny Les Paul related. There was also the 84 Flying V, including a purple metallic version, which is pretty damn Kirk Hammett. But this KH-V is the most modern era Kirk Hammett-y out of all of them. Anything Metallica related without EMGs almost seems kind of wrong. The KH-V has that bass covered with the bone breakers, and then these finishes. This red sparkle might just be one of my favorite guitar finishes ever. I'm just so impressed with how they've used the contrast to make it pop. Genius. It's metal, but at the same time super fun, and in all fairness, that's a solid reflection of all the metalheads that I've met in real life. As for the body shape, man, the metalhead in me desperately wants to love it. Like, so bad. It's just not for me, man. The giant horns are nerve-wracking as well, and the guitar has a huge wingspan that just attracts walls and doors. I'm telling you, I've been so careful, and it still just happens. A testament to the quality of the finish, though, not a ding or a scratch yet. But even if the body and extra thin U isn't my personal preference, take nothing away from LTD's quality and consistency. I don't know what kind of demonic sacrifices they've made over there, but they've paid off. The healthy fretboard, the super nice fretwork, it's just so typical of LTD, and it plays so well. I was really hopeful they'd continue what they started with the KH-3 Spider and scallop the frets on Kirk Hammett's signatures going forward, and also maybe sneak some stainless steel on there, like what they're doing with the rest of the 1000 series guitars, neither of which has happened. Come on, Kirk. Yeah, as I just said, this is so typical of LTD. They continue to be one of the S-tier import brands for quality and consistency, and just the right amount of modernized evolution on the classic designs. Even if you don't love this particular guitar, you gotta love the passion behind it. But that'll do it from me. Here's where I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on the LTD Kirk Hammett V and of LTD guitars overall right now? They've got some really cool models coming up. Their supply chain seems to have finally improved. They've got guitars in stock at Sweetwater and Tillman. And from the previews, I'm so stoked to see what they have coming for 2024. But yeah, any and all thoughts, let me know down below. Massive shout out to my amazing patrons. Their names are up on the screen right now. Consider joining them if you want to directly support what I do as well. You can also join as a channel member or pick up some comfy ass merch. All that really helps out. Social media, Discord, and affiliate links for more details on this guitar are in the description. As always, thanks so much for watching. You've been awesome, and I will see you for the next video.